Good morning and welcome to this week's press conference. Today we have two topics. The first is the opening of applications for the newly formed Environmental Advisory Council. And second, we'll give you some information on Arbor Day events coming up in the city of Erie here. When I took office back in 2018, part of my vision was to make Erie a community of choice by developing welcoming, vibrant neighborhoods and a world-class downtown and bayfront. Now, to help accomplish this, I am committed to creating the Environmental Advisory Council. Forming an Environmental Advisory Council is not easy. This 5-year effort has been led by our Sustainability Coordinator, Sarah Peelman, who is here today and will be speaking shortly here. This effort took both the support of many volunteers and the help of Penn Future, a statewide environmental advocacy group. That core leadership team researched and conducted outreach with other Pennsylvania Environmental Advisory Councils. They presented their findings to city staff, departments, committees, city council, neighborhood, and environmental groups as well. An Environmental Advisory Council ordinance was passed by City Council in January of 2023. The Environmental Advisory Council was created to assist the city in researching identifiable environmental issues and making recommendations on how best to address these issues. Some areas where I think the Environmental Advisory Council can make a positive impact are helping to better communicate recycling initiatives, spearheading a campaign to share information and increase the number of residents who are recycling glass, plastic, and paper, advertising on stormwater issues including problem stormwater locations located within the city, public outreach and education on new stormwater strategies, and stormwater pollution reduction initiatives. The Environmental Advisory Council will be composed of 7 members. 4 will be appointed by City Council and 3 by me as the mayor. I'm happy to announce that the application portal is now open. The requirements are you have to be a city resident, you have to have a background, education, and expertise in environmental issues, natural resources, and conservation strategies, or at least some combination of those. Interested applications should be available to attend meetings, which will be held at least quarterly. You attend in person or virtually. These meetings may include public presentations and workshops. You have to commit to serve a 3-year term, but the initial appointments are staggered so that the terms expire about 1/3 of the members each year. A QR code directing you to our online application is now available on the screen. We'll share that link in a news release and in social media posts later today. As you complete your application, please keep in mind that we are looking for a thoughtful response about why you want to serve on the Environmental Advisory Council and how your perspective, your skills, and your experience will benefit our community and the council. If you need additional information or have questions, please contact our Sustainability Coordinator and City Arborist, Sarah Peelman, at speelman, S-P-E-E-L-M-A-N at erie.pa.us, or you can call her at 814-870-1255. And thank you, Sarah, for leading the change to form this council. I really appreciate all your work on this. The deadline to apply to become a member of the initial Environmental Advisory Council is Monday, May 22nd by 8:30 a.m. So that's this coming Monday. After that, the application will remain open for future appointments. May 27th. Thank you. Thanks in advance for all the applicants for your interest and your willingness to serve. Earth Day is this Saturday, April 22nd, and Arbor Day is Friday, April 28th. Now Sarah will tell us more about what is ahead for the city to celebrate both Earth Day and Arbor Day. Sarah, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to start out by saying how excited I am about the Environmental Advisory Council. It really did take a lot of work for the last 5 years and the commitment of several volunteers in our community who helped with that. And so we're really excited that for this Earth Day, we're able to announce that the application process is open. Also for Earth Day, which is Saturday, April 22nd, our West Bayfront will be planting 20 trees throughout their neighborhood thanks to the help of LEAF, the Lake Erie Arboretum at Frontier Park, and Gannon University students, which also leads us to Arbor Day. 20 2023 is the 131st anniversary of Arbor Day, which was founded in 1872 and is a nationally celebrated observance that encourages tree planting and care. It's hard to believe that this important environmental celebration is over 150 years old. It's always celebrated on the last Friday of April, which this year will be April 28th, and we have lots more in store on what's going on for that in a moment. As part of that Arbor Day, I'm happy to announce that for the 17th year in a row, the City of Erie has received the national designation of Tree City USA. To achieve this designation in 2022, the city planted 111 trees, pruned 132 trees along city streets and in parks, and removed 183 dead and dying trees. We also provide a compost collection of leaves for 10 weeks of the year. So we do a lot to try to get that designation. You have to spend $3 per person to be able to achieve that. In Erie, our Urban Forest Committee also helps to achieve those goals and to achieve our vision to have a healthy, diverse urban forest ecosystem, which is made up of native trees and plants in city right-of-ways, public parks, private properties, which sustain a diversity of wildlife and is promoted and protected by citywide policies and dedicated funding. In the past, the Urban Forest Program was called the Shade Tree Program and the Shade Tree Commission, but having the name Shade Tree makes people have the image of just one tree making shade in their yard. So the urban forest is a better way to describe the interconnection of all the trees that make up our city and work together to provide a diverse and healthy ecosystem. So the city, along with several partners, will observe Arbor Day on Saturday, April 29th, and this will include 8:30 to noon at Frontier Park. They'll be having tree seedling giveaways for folks who would like to plant a tree themselves in honor of Arbor Day. That will be located at the Leaf Community Building near the tennis courts. Also the same day at 9 o'clock, at 231 Parade Street, a tree planting will be going on by the Bayfront East Side Task Force, and also with the help from the Erie County Master Gardeners. At 10 a.m. in East Perry Square, a third tree planting will be happening, but with help from the Downtown Partnership. And from 10 to 2 in Perry Square, we will also have a table where tree seedlings will be giving away to folks who would also like to plant trees at their home as well. And this is being done with the courtesy of the Urban Forest Committee and again with LEAF, the Lake Erie Arboretum at Frontier Park. To also help celebrate Arbor Day and our Tree City USA designation, we are asking city residents to plant a tree on their own now through May 5th, and we would like folks to post photos of it on social media using the following hashtags, hashtag Erie Arbor Day and hashtag plant and post. Also, as a thank you to those who plant trees for Arbor Day, our partners will be giving away prizes to 5 lucky winners who do submit a photo and post it. The deadline for that is May 5th, and winners will be picked on the May 8th. For more information about how to upload your photos for the contest or about the Arbor Day events and giveaways, you can go to leafeerie.org/arbor-day or releaferie.org/arbor-day. And so we're hoping that we'll get a big turnout and have lots of people planting trees for Arbor Day. If you can't do anything else, at least hug a tree.
Thank you very much, Sarah. We really appreciate all your work. And now I want to take a moment, if you can come back up and join me. I want to take a moment to present the proclamation and recognition of Arbor Day, and I'll present this to you. So this is in recognition of Arbor Day 2023. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. Whereas this holiday, called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska and is now observed around the nation and around the world. Whereas the Arbor Day Foundation was founded on the 100th anniversary of Arbor Day. That was back in 1972, and it has grown to become the largest nonprofit membership organization dedicated to planting trees with over 1 million members, supporters, and also valued partners. Whereas this year's celebration marks the 151st anniversary of the observance of Arbor Day, whereas trees can reduce erosion, and it's amazing, this list. They can reduce erosion of topsoil by wind, water, cutting heat and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce life-giving oxygen, and provide a habitat for our wildlife. In addition, trees increasingly increase property values, enhance the economic viability of the business areas, and they also beautify our community. Whereas trees are renewable resources, giving us paper and wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. Whereas the City of Erie has achieved Tree City USA status for the 17th straight year due to the dedication and support of local tree companies, City Arborist Sarah Peelman, and the City of Erie Urban Forest Committee, and countless other private citizens caring for our urban forest. Now therefore I, Joseph E. Schember, Mayor of the City of Erie, proclaim this coming Friday, a week from tomorrow, April 28th, as 2023 Arbor Day in the City of Erie, and urge our citizens to support the efforts to protect our trees and our woodlands. Furthermore, I encourage area residents to plant trees, which will promote our well-being of current and future generations. And I want to present this to you. Thank you very much for all you're doing to make this happen.
Thank you, Mayor.
Really
Thank
appreciate
you very
it.
much.
Yes.
Go trees!
Okay, one final note for today. Tomorrow, our Muslim friends will celebrate Eid al-Fitr. That marks the end of a long month of dawn to sunset fasting during the month of Ramadan. And I can tell you some people on my team that are doing that fasting are really happy that tomorrow is the last day of it. Eid Mubarak to everyone who celebrates it. Finally, this Saturday, April 22nd, is National Preservation Drug Take-Back Day. We welcome residents to stop by City Hall, which is at 626 State Street, anytime between 10 and 8 a.m., or excuse me, 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. to drop off unneeded medication for safe disposal. This year, the Erie Police Department is partnering with the Crisis Center at UPMC, Western Behavioral Health, at Safe Harbor to make available free supplies of Narcan, which is an opioid overdose medication. Now that concludes this week's press conference. Please continue to follow us on social media for the latest updates on everything happening here in the City of Erie. And both of us that spoke are now available for interviews. Thank you very much.